Alright, fourth graders, today you're going to be turning your sky loom into a weaving. And at your tables what you're going to have is an idea sheet or a visual aid to show you what way rainbow order goes. We're going to start on the inside with violet. Before you start weaving though, you need to set up your loom. So at the drive-thru what you're going to need to grab is a tracer, a white wingspan of pre-measured yarn, and at your tables there are going to be yarn barns that match your color. So you're going to need to rotate around the room to gather the colors as you need them. To set up my loom, what I need to do is cut the notches to string my loom to weave on. So what I'm going to do is lay the tracer on top, and with a pencil I'm just going to mark in between those notches with a pencil. Just one little dash to show me where I need to cut, and then two down at the bottom. With my pencil or scissor, I'm going to come back in and just cut a little slit. On these, there's like these negative space for where these teeth are. We just want one little slit. You can barely even see it. And I'm going to go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, from there I'm ready to string my loom, and I'm going to also need a little piece of tape no longer than my finger. I can pick this up at the drive-thru as well and just have it stay at the corner of my table. So to thread my loom, what I need to do is start at the bottom tooth, and this white yarn is kind of like floss. It's going to go in between those two teeth. And then just like I read, I'm going to start at the far right tooth going across. Alright, now this is a flosser, so it's going to go behind this tooth and out the other side. See how it goes right next to the neighbor? Alright, from there I'm going to go back down to the center, around the tooth, and up to the next open one. Around the tooth, down to the right, behind the tooth, to the next open one. Do you notice how on my back you don't see a whole bunch of yarn going down to the center like this? That's because the yarn always just goes to that neighboring tooth and back down on the other side. Okay? My tape is here to hold those two little pieces or tails onto the back. So just tear your piece of tape in half and tape those down once you have your loom set up so that it's not going to fall apart. Any extra can get trimmed off and go in the trash. I'm ready to start weaving, so looking at my sheet, I know I need to start with purple, so I've measured out an arm span of purple, and I'm going to tie it onto the far right spoke, just like how I read. I start on the right. I'm going to loop it under, make a U and an O. The tail goes through the O, and I pull it all tight. When I weave, I always do a double knot, so I'm going to do that all again. U and an O, the tail through the O, and pull it tight. Now this little tail here I can trim off if it's bothering me, but from there I'm going to do my AB pattern of under, over, under, over. So with my other tail I'm going to go under and over, under and over, under. I'm going to pull it across. Now if I pull straight across, I just have a straight line. Do you notice how a rainbow makes an arch? Okay, so I need to kind of train that yarn where I want it to go, and I want it to be in an arch shape. So I've kind of combed the yarn up to make a half circle or an arch, and I'm going to go right back the direction that I came. Okay, so I ended with an under here. That means I need to go over, under, over, under, over, under, and pull it through. Now my yarn's not quite trained yet. It will try to become a straight line, but I need to just comb it into a arch. And that just kind of takes some playing around, fourth grade, to get it into the correct shape. But it's worth it in the end so that it looks like a rainbow. I am going to continue under, over, all the way across with all of my purple yarn. Pull it across, comb it up, and go back the other direction. Now let's pretend that I've gone back through and I've run out of purple yarn. It's almost gone. Okay? What I need to do then is I need to tie the blue on to the purple. Okay, now this is just like how you tie your shoes. You need to make an X, purple goes over the top, make a U and an O, blue goes through the O, and tie it tight. If you're having trouble with this 4th grade, you could ask a neighbor. You could raise a quiet hand for some help. But ask 3 before you ask me. Once you have your knot tied, you're ready to go back through and keep on weaving. You're going to weave until you have shown all rainbow colors going in an arch shape up your loom. Try really hard to have good craftsmanship by trimming off any of those little tails and getting your weavings to be nice and tight together. I can't wait to see how these awesome rainbow weavings turn out 4th grade.